Where are we going today, Mum?
Tressalet. I think that's how you say it.
You think so, Leo?
It's just on the southern part of Fort De France.
This way.
So we're gonna go that way, past all those boats.
There's a bit of traffic, just passing an extra 60.
We've come for a little dinghy exploring and it's just decided to pour with rain, so we're cowering in the mangroves. It's not very pretty out there all of a sudden. This is where we came to in the dinghy yesterday. We turned around just before that pile of woods in the middle of the river. So we've just walked here from a different area instead.
So down there, anchored, is Wave. Very calm anchorage, one of the calmest we've had this whole adventure. And we walked up the hill this morning and across here. And over there, down the other side of the hill, is Decathlon and the largest supermarket you've ever seen. We've had a bit of a shop and a stock up, and we've walked all the way home again. Now it's down the hill back to the boat. It's quite a nice afternoon's outing.
I found the snail and Leo was about to walk over it, but
It's huge.
yeah, it's got a little guy inside it.
Wonder if the French ate them.
Can't see so.
Maybe.
And just when you think you've just about seen it all, a couple of guys decide to take their bull for a walk. There's always some interesting navigational hazards, and today's one is a mast.
We are just cleaning up the bilges. It's been a few weeks since we've been back, but we haven't got into this dirty job. It wasn't very dirty, but there's just a little bit of, there's a galvanised frame down there and a little bit of muckiness. We're just cleaning it out and removing our two sliding stools, which is a bit of a tricky job for Leo down there. In the meantime, while we're in this calm little bay, Nicola is outside and has just completed servicing one of our main winches for the Genoa, which was a little bit sticky, and I never got round to doing that before we left the boat 18 months ago. But you can see it's a bit blowy, so we've decided to hang in the bay. It's very windy out here, 20-25 knots, but we're right up the head of Fort De France and 4 metres of water, got good secure anchorage, and it's extremely calm. Down the harbour, of course, way out there, there's a good chop and white, white caps. And we've got this little eco mangrove area up in front of us. We've been for a few walks through there. Tomorrow the wind will dry down and we'll move on to the next spot to explore. So we're just taking a break from our jobs in the safe anchorage here, and a bit of lunch. Leo made some sandwiches with furret.
And lots of cheese.
And lots of cheese, because we're in France and we get lots of nice cheese. This part of the bilge here is now tidy and complete and all cold galved again and clean. And next is to remove the table and do that side of the bilge.
What are you doing, boys?
We're doing our Paddy Divers course.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. And I've started mine a few days ago, but Blake's just starting now.
Good morning. Time to move again. We're off to Fort De France, the capital of Martinique, to go and explore the city today. We've been anchored behind me at Club Nautique La Neptune, which has been tucked up in the mangroves, and it's nice and flat and calm. Over the mangroves behind me that way is the airport, so planes come in a couple of times a day, but you can barely hear them. The mangroves do a great job at muffling the noise. And behind me this way is the oil refinery, so the ships tie up to this little house that we're going past that's in the middle of the harbour, and offload their oil, and it gets processed in the refinery. How are the winches after the service yesterday?
Nice and smooth.
Josephine Bonaparte was born here in Martinique, and this was a statue to her. However, she owned 200 slaves, and when slavery was abolished in other parts of the world, she petitioned to keep it here in Martinique. And in the 1990s, the statue kept getting beheaded, and Josephine's head would be replaced. And in 2020, the statue was destroyed for good. And it is only surmised that it is destroyed by the descendants of the slaves that Josephine owned. This entire steel library was built back in France in 1889 and then shipped piece by piece to the island of Martinique. Hi. Dad and Blake are behind you trying to figure out how to get into the pay toilet.
You put a coin in hole. Door open. That hole.
Oh, door's opening. They're entering together to save money.
Interesting choice.
How's Fort De France so far?
Not what I expected.
Elaborate.
I expected more Fort and less France.
Right, it's quite French, isn't it?
It is.
Right down to having no idea what we've just ordered for lunch because I can't read the menu. The boys have just been ashore skateboarding, and I think they're coming back because rolling over this hill is a very big black cloud. And so I'm just watching them come back to the boat.
walk next to the estuary and come across all of these animals just on the side. They're all pretty cool. It's like 7 of them. We have found this monument. Mum and Dad aren't here because they sent us away to see what this monument is. And it is actually something kind of impressive. Not quite sure what it says because it's all in French. Blake and Dad have gone over to the monument we saw just before me and Blake went to. And me and Mum have just decided not to do that extra distance as much. There's some ruins just by the memorial, like a guard tower over there. Looks like it was part of the fort once, but it isn't anymore because they put the road over there. Dad is carrying all the bags.
Fort St. Louis is the name of the fort that overlooks Fort De France. We went to go and check it out, but discovered that it's still an active naval base and so entry wasn't allowed.
Just come out for a walk. It's pretty peaceful. It's kind of, this path, it's pretty popular, but kind of at the end of a derelict road with derelict houses and past a concrete barrier. But it's all fine. On the other side it's great. Yeah, the old building. It's an old building.
An old castle or something.
Well, we're going over there, that's all I can say.
Woo! There is a car down there. This definitely feels like something out of a zombie movie.
It's a movie theatre. Or was a movie theatre.
What looked like originally a fort and then converted into a movie theatre. When we got back to the boat and did some googling, we still found little information to tell us what this had been.
Navy ship. French Navy ship. Was on a collision course with us, but it's not quite anymore. And Blake's pulling the fishing rod in so it doesn't roll over it.
We've paid a deposit on a new outboard and it's going to arrive in 2 weeks. So we're going to hang out in Martinique for another 2 weeks waiting for it to arrive. In the meantime, our current outboard, the gear lever has got a little sticky and it's got
Seized it.
It's now seized. And so Glenn and Leo are working on getting it operational, otherwise we'll be rowing everywhere.
Dad, stop drinking tea and do outboard.
Cup of tea fixes everything.
So does a hammer.